Tomorrow's not promised, but you got to be ready for it. So never let other people's action control your reactions.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Tully with the FYI Podcast. We got another incredible show for you today. We got Momo Gueye in the house. Momo, he wears many hats. He's a soccer player. Okay, he has a clothing line. He has a podcast coming out. He is just an all-around entrepreneur, a winner, and he gets better day by day, getting better today more than he was yesterday. Momo, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Welcome to the
Thank
show.
You. That was a great. You got me blushing and stuff.
That was a little intro. Yeah. I like to give some good intros for my guests.
Got me starting well. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. So let's jump into this. Momo, talk to me, man. Where you from originally? What got how'd you get here?
So I'm from Senegal, West Africa. I was born and raised there. I came out in the United States in 2008. I was 12 years old, came out here. My dad brought me and my older sister. We were in Indianapolis, Indiana. From there, started off 7th grade, did high school over there, and then went to a little JUCO in Silla College. In Silla College, from there, I got my associate's degree. And then after that, it was just like, now what? So I wanted to do something on my own. And so I was like, you know what? I got a scholarship in California, Marymount California University in Palos Verdes. So
nice.
I was like, it's a big challenge, but, coming from Senegal, I just knew that there was no limits for me in the United States or where I'm going to live, because at the end of the day, home is always going to be home. So it's not anywhere in these states. So I kind of left everybody and just came to California by myself. Wow. 2017. It was tough at first, just juggling that, soccer, school, working, just California being double as expensive as Indiana, you know. And so in 2020, 3 years later, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Man.
Yeah, so...
It's incredible.
Yeah,
That's incredible. Coming over, how old were you when you came over?
I was 12 years old.
So 12. What was that like? Did you run into like obstacles? Did you speak English yet, or did you have to learn English?
So when I first came here, I didn't even know what hi meant.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know like anything, but I spoke French and Wolof. So at the time coming here at 12, I went to school in Senegal. So the native language over there is Wolof. So if you're not from there, you're going to kind of you're going to go to school and learn in French. So we learn in French. So when I first came here, I didn't know anything. But luckily, there was a little bit of Google Translate. So I would just go there, Google Translate some words to the teachers. But it was kind of hard to communicate at first and to, like, get right with it was just, everything was different. Like, the culture, the way people acted, the people acted towards each other. The people, it was just more coming from a village where everybody's together to it's like coming to a community where everybody kind of, it's on its own,
Yeah, right. So you speak 4 languages then? French?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you got a bachelor's?
Yes, I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
This guy's killing it out here. Look at that.
It's always room for improvement.
I could barely speak English, and I have no degree. I mean, I'm not doing it right here. And I was born here. I'm not maximizing the potential of what I should be doing.
You're doing an amazing job because we're sitting in the same room.
That's right.
At the end of the day, it's not where you start; it's where you finish. So.
That's incredible. So you notice that people. That's interesting. I never heard that before, and that makes total sense. That coming from a village where everybody worked together, like life was obviously much different.
Right.
And coming here to where we have an abundance of everything,
right?
But meanwhile, people aren't working together.
Right.
People are kind of just constantly competing. And
right. Think about this. Another big difference is in a household. It's like if you go to Africa, you see families. You see mom, dad, brother, sister, uncle, grandpa, grandma. You see the whole family tree.
Yeah.
You know the whole family tree. Here, you only see a whole family tree on vacations, on Christmas, on Thanksgiving. It's never a time in America where you're seeing mom, dad, brother, sister, everybody in the same roof.
Right.
And that's what life is about. You create a tree and you can't even be with it. That's like your mangoes and you're hanging out with lemons all day and you're never with your mangoes. And then
Wow.
until the time just takes you. But then again, you can't really blame Americans because the life that is given here keeps you where you have no time, keeps you where you can't really check on mom, brother, sister, because you're always
Yeah.
focused, because they always keeping you intact on something to do.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting. Like my grandmother came over here from Italy, and the Americans, like the American way of life. You're right. Like with the Italian cultures, family's very important, and having the family all together, just like in your culture.
Right.
And I think there's other cultures too, like that. I know the Latinos, or I have a lot of Latino friends here in LA. It's very similar. Their families. But then America has this way, and I love America. I'm not bashing America.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying I get what you're saying. It's like
Thank you guys for bringing us here.
Thank you, America, for all of us being. No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's that in a way, it's like America provides so much abundance of
Right.
opportunity
Right.
that here it's like you get so much financial, and I don't mean like super rich, but here middle class is
Right.
very
Yeah.
well to other places in the world. So you
Right.
get so much, and then you kind of start your own family. That's what I notice in America, right? It's
Right.
like people get married and they start their own little
Right.
families. And you're right. It's like grandma, you see her on
Yeah.
Easter, or
Yeah.
but in other
Yeah.
cultures, the whole
Everybody's-
family.
Yeah, and then if you think about it, this is like, because at the end of the day, we don't have nothing but our family.
Yeah.
So we're working all this. You work hard for people like us. A lot of people don't think about it, but we leave our families to come here to get something. So you're kind of in a time limit where you have to kind of hurry up and get back before you lose what you're doing this for. You know what I mean? So it's a different kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Coming.
Another thing that hit me right now is I've interviewed multiple people on the podcast from different cultures, and it's so amazing how much we're all alike,
Right.
but how much for some reason people feel separated. I had a Latina woman on here who works in government. She works in Washington, and she's a strong advocate for immigration. And her mother was an immigrant, and never really, like, she was she cleaned floors, and she was cleaning lady. I don't know what the proper. So she's devoted her life. This young lady, Luz Castro, who was on the show, and she's devoted her life to working to make that process better for her people. And hearing your story and her story, how similar they are. But what's crazy is you come to America, and I think you were touching on that. Then you see even people that have the same experiences,
Right.
but they're from different places,
Right.
and then they start not getting along.
Right.
Like, we get separated. You've seen it happen with Italians and Irish back in the day, and African American or
Right.
Mexican Americans. It's like all of a sudden we're so much the same.
Right.
But we and I don't know if that's a problem in other places
But-
in the world. Maybe it is, but
Yeah.
in America, it's definitely it's sometimes an issue. I
Right.
think we're much better than we've ever been in America, but it's an issue sometimes, and it's strange.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like financially financially, the world has gotten better. With everybody being able to do on their own, women, men, ages, old people can live on their own now and
Yeah.
everything. But then again, if you look at the bigger picture of it, family-wise, we're losing all that, the values of that. Because the whole point of it is, if you had one to feed, before you would feed the whole family. Now
Right.
you would just choose to feed your own family, which is mom, dad, brother, sister, which is harder now because obviously people don't have big houses where they used to just have 10 rooms and everybody lived there and,
Yeah.
everything. And that's what they say also. It takes a village to raise a kid.
Right.
Without a village, you're raising your kid by yourself. And what a lot of people don't know is you're not really raising your kid. There's 24 hours in a day. If you're working 9 to 5, that's 8 hours. You sleep the other 8 hours, that's 16 hours you're away from your kid.
Yeah.
So if you do the math in the week, you're not even with your kid that long. You're not even with your kid for 24 hours in that week.
Right.
So your kid is getting taught by strangers, not your family.
Yeah.
You know, so
By the internet.
yeah. And I only
influence.
like kind of thought about this because I have a daughter. So yeah,
Ah.
I have a little daughter. So I'm just like, the family way in Africa would have just kind of set her the way I want her to be shaped. But then here you kind of just gotta go with everything around her because you can want them not to do something, but the internet is now out there.
Right. Well, let's talk about that. How's that? So you have a family here. You've started a family now. You have a daughter. And how's that going? How do you juggle everything? The soccer,
I mean, it's just like everybody that got their own problems, and God only gives you what you can handle. So I feel like whatever is thrown on my plate is just because I could have handled it. So I don't really, and there's always somebody that got it better and somebody that got it worse. So like I said, I just compete with myself. So I'm not really in competition with nobody. That's why I'm happy all the time. Like, life is too short. Nobody has a timeline. So I just enjoy every day.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about soccer, man. So you play for the Strikers.
Yes.
How did that all come about? Have you been playing since
Yeah, I mean,
Indiana?
I've been playing soccer since Africa.
Africa? Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you were playing as a kid.
Yeah. So when I came to America, it was just something that I've always done. And then I've tried, obviously, basketball, football, wrestling. I've done all those, but soccer was just what just felt home to me, because that's what we did back home. So I did that in high school. That's how I got a scholarship to college. So I did that in college. After I graduated 2020, that's when COVID happened. We all thought we were going to die.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? It's time to retire. So that's when I started the closing line and stuff like that. And then, after I was like, okay, it's safe to go back out now. I'm like, you know what? It's my passion to go play pro. So once I got the opportunity to come try out for the Strikers, I just came. I did it. And at first it was hard, but, just like everything in life, nothing is easy. You just get better at it.
Yeah.
So.
Now you're playing with Marco.
Yeah, Marco Fabian.
Yeah, he was on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, he already came.
Yeah, he came through. Incredible story.
Yeah.
How's that playing with him? Now he's played 2 World Cups
Right.
and he's got a gold medal.
Right, he does got a gold medal.
So is he the team captain or
No,
okay.
no.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But what's that like playing with him since he's played in Berlin, I believe.
Yeah, Berlin. Yeah.
So
and
he's
Germany.
done the pro.
Yeah, he's done everything there is to do in the soccer.
Does
thing
he
to
give
me.
you like tips and encouragement or any kind
Yeah,
of guidance?
I mean, to be honest, it's like best way to teach is to lead. So for me and him, I just kind of watch what he does. Like he's very professional. Always shows up, always does what he got to do, And for me, I don't really, I kind of just look at it and I kind of learn from that because I'm a person, I learn from watching. I don't like to sit down and I don't like to like sit down and read something. But if you do it one time in front of me, I'll pick it up. So.
Nice.
Yeah, he's very humble though. I like him, very down to earth guy, I like Marco. He's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this is your first year with the Strikers.
Yeah. No, this is my.
Well, you've been.
I've been here since the Ontario Furry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
This was my first breakout year because this is my first year I got to play my position. Indoor is something like I didn't discover till after college. So I just came to one game. My boy Seth invited me. I was like, I could do this. And to be honest, though, I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is easy. But when I got in there, I was like, woo,
Yeah,
never
it's
judge the
moving.
book by its cover.
Yeah, and I think you guys, the future of it looks bright
Right.
and enticing. I mean, it's it's definitely a new form. I mean, soccer itself has just started getting big in America, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
which it's doing great,
Right.
like the traditional soccer. But
Got
I
the
think
World Cup coming here, too.
yeah, World Cup's coming, which is going to be
Yeah,
great.
that's gonna be
But I
nice.
think indoor soccer definitely has a bright future and a
Right.
rise because, like you said, I mean, people. Here's another thing: people's attention spans, right? It's like now
That's,
you
yeah.
get a lot more excitement,
You're
you
right.
know, high level
You're right.
performance. So, yeah, I did want to ask you this because I think it's important for listeners to know too. So, with playing in the league right now, because the league is growing and it's getting bigger, and I mean, I know people like Jeff are doing a lot, and
Right.
Seth
Yeah.
to get more eyes on
Right.
the league. What is it like for you as a player? You play, but you have to have multiple. Kind of like me as an actor and a filmmaker, I have like multiple side jobs.
Right.
I do more. It's like I podcast, you
Right.
know, I'm filmmaker, actor, but you know, I try to have side
Right.
hustles. I have a bartending company,
Right.
you know.
And that's why I do private coachings on the side. I have a clothing line, which is what I'm wearing. Everything I'm wearing is I made.
Shout that out, man.
Yeah,
Let's get
you
that.
know, I got this, you know, some French in the back, got the pants.
We'll put some
Yeah.
maybe we can put some promos on
Yeah,
the video.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then also I do like coaching for little kids, you know, in the community. Because some of my guys are like coaches, so they have team players that they kind of want to improve on.
Yeah.
So I do that for them. And then I also work as an assistant manager in the core office as a floater.
Nice.
So I do that in the mornings. And then, you know, just trying to balance everything with season, you know, staying in shape. But it's like I said, it's like with everything, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody has to balance some things in life. And, you know, if you want it, you'll do it.
It's great to see people that are doing what they love, like soccer, podcasting, acting, but that the reality also showing up and still have to make money.
Right.
And hopefully we all find this like amazing
Right.
source of income that we're
Right.
just getting paid to do, you know, what it is we love. But it's good for listeners out there and young people that are watching to know that, like, if you have a passion, right, or a dream to be a soccer player, an actor, a filmmaker, if you have that hustle to have the multiple jobs and keep pushing,
Right.
that's how you're going to find your success.
You're right.
I mean, at least it's going to increase the chances so much more than just, you know, I'm just going to go pro and play, you know, in the NBA and all this stuff where it's like, you know, the
Right.
odds are like 1 in a million.
And another thing about it is also a lot of people got to understand, like, we've seen greater athletes than anybody out here. You know, we've seen Jordans come and go. We've seen Shaqs. We've seen Kobe's. We've seen Jackie Robinsons. You know, nobody can do this forever. You know, we've seen Mike Tyson. You know, literally, the guy is a monster, and he still gets old. You know,
Love them.
you know, father age.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, you will get old.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know, you can't do this forever. So you gotta understand that. Obviously, we're humans. We can do one thing, but we're all talented in a lot of different things. You know, it's just a matter of planning ahead. You know, tomorrow's not promised, but you got to be ready for it. So
Yeah.
that's just
I love that,
Yeah.
man. So, yeah, I'm with that, man. I say we embrace age and keep, like you said, living in the right now. That's the
Right.
most important, and enjoying what we got.
right.
So let's talk about where we're going. You got a big game coming up that we're really excited about at FYI. It's going to be the USA against Mexico here at the Toyota Center.
Yep. Back on my stomping grounds.
Back on the stomping ground. September 29th for anybody listening at the Toyota Center in Ontario. It's going to be a huge game. USA against Mexico. FYI and FYI friends and colleagues will be there. We're going to have a packed stadium. Are you excited about that?
I'm very excited. I'm ready to go back out in my field. As of now, I feel like for the next years I'm here, that's going to be my field. So, you know, go back out there, see the fans, see the new guys from all around the league, you know, kind of get a little friendly, little kick around. Not friendly because it's never friendly when you're going against country to country, but it'll be fun. It'll be competitive, and, you know, we have a girls' game also.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a girls' game right before that, and it's kind of like
cool.
It's like a all-day kind of game thing where they just have fun, so everybody's excited. And then, you know, after we get the W, we have fun.
You're going to be feeling good.
Oh yeah,
And then the season kicks off
yeah.
in December.
Um,
Right? Or-
I think our first home game is around then, but then
Okay.
it might be end of November too. It just depends because the schedule is not out yet. So
So you guys travel around, and when you have out-of-town games, You guys in other states?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we travel like all the way down to Mexico. We go to Utica, Dallas. So all
Utica, New York?
yeah, Utica, New York.
Really?
Yeah.
My father has a house up there. He
Wow.
moved out of New York City when he retired, an old farmhouse up there.
I know he's not bothered for sure.
Oh man, I didn't know you guys go to Utica.
Yeah, we go to Utica.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I might have to come out for one of those games. It's cool that you guys go out there. And then how long are you like when you go to these games? Like say you're playing, how long are you there? Like do you
So at first I'm thinking like when you get pro, you go over there, you have fun, but you don't really think about
It's
it
not, right?
because it's like you get there, you have to play it's the next day, so you have to get some sleep the
Yeah.
night before. Then once you play, the next day you either have another game that you're getting ready for, or you're leaving there first flight in the morning because that's your day off, and next day you got practice.
Oh man.
So it's like.
So it's not like in my head I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
You get a couple days.
Yeah, no, because you gotta think about it. You have either a game back to back where you're traveling to another place, or if not, you gotta get back home so you can, because that's your day off, and then next day is practice. Cause
So that's the discipline.
yeah,
It's just being disciplined
Yeah.
and being ready to go, and that's what makes you a pro. you
right.
know?
I mean, I feel like if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. I
One
mean,
of those.
yeah, that makes it. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: you still have family back home in Africa?
Yes, I have family back in Africa and like a little bit in Indiana.
Do you get back to see your family in Africa?
Yep,
often?
I go every year. Right when season ends, I go back to the village.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't go too long without. Like I said, I'm just trying to spend as much time as I can with trying to manage with everything that I have here. So
How living here, traveling around, playing soccer games, traveling the country, doing everything you're doing here, is it a culture shock when you get back to the village, or does it just feel like you're back?
when I go back home, it's just. I mean, besides the way that I carry myself, sometimes they could be like, "Oh, he's probably not from here," but other than that, I'm right in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't need a guide, tour, nothing. I just go in there, get in the car, and
And you're right back.
I'm ready to go.
And is everybody like how do especially like the kids or the elders, are they like super proud when they see you and they see what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, and that's the thing that makes you keep going. Though that love that you're like, this is just unconditional, and that you just know that you were here, and there's nothing that you did to deserve to be where you at than them, because I didn't pick to be here, So you just kind of push you back on that ground where you just, I mean, and that's why a lot of times like I just kind of go through the motion. I feel like I'm not gonna kind of know everything that I've been doing until I kind of finish, because it's just emotion right now. And that's the thing with humans. Like you could say I want a Lamborghini, when you get it, that excitement you get, and then after it's like just motion. Like you don't even think about like, oh, I did all this to get the Lamborghini.
Do you ever feel like they have what's called survivor's remorse? Like, do you ever feel like kind of guilty, like when you go home to Africa and like you see people who haven't had the opportunity? And I know, like you just said, it's not like it's different for them. You just were blessed to have an opportunity.
Right.
Does that ever make you feel? Not that it should. I'm just asking. Does it ever make you feel like, damn, like? Well, I have this great opportunity living here.
Not really feeling bad, like I said, just more grounded, because at the end of the day, if you look at it, life is like the gym. You look to your left, there's somebody better than you. You look to your right, there's somebody that want to be like you. So you say that about me, I can say, hey, I'm not the guy in the $1 million house, so
right.
I can say the same thing,
Right.
So it's just, like I say, everybody have their own problem. Just be satisfied with your own. So.
Is there like a pathway for any of the maybe nephews, niece, anything youngsters back home that it's like maybe they want to do?
Well,
come do what you did too?
And that's why I want to kind of just besides being here, like my goal is to go back home and help out. That's my main goal. Like I feel like once everything is said and done, and I'm like proud of myself, is when I go back home and make a difference. Because it's like. My mom always tell me, say, you can drive a nice car all you want in America. It don't mean as much as you driving it down here in Senegal. So, yeah.
I think people who come here from other places that, might not have the same fortune,
Right.
they're ready to work and build. And I think there's a stigma about like, oh man, immigrants are gonna like hurt our. But it's like, no, the immigrants are gonna make everything better. I
Right.
mean, so yeah, I don't think anybody should ever feel that kind of guilt either, though.
Right.
I think it's like a good thing to feel like you're earning everything you have.
Right.
And but I just do know that.
And
I
like you
get
said,
that,
if you
like-
wasn't earning it the right way, then you could be like, okay, now I feel bad because
Right, right.
But if you're like, going through the struggle, because at the end of the day, nobody really shows their struggle, and they say everybody have a problem or a backstory, but nobody cares till you make it. So
Yeah.
you kind of just go on with whatever until you make it. Then people still don't care when you make it; they just want to hear about it.
Yeah, they just want to hear the success story.
It's not like you gonna go back in time and fix my problem.
Right.
I could have told you, oh, I got shot 55 times. You're gonna say, oh my God, and now you're a millionaire. I'm like,
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do my surgery. You just wanted to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Write a book about me.
Write a book, make a documentary.
Yeah, you wanted to make $1 million yourself, so
Yeah.
that's what it is. Everybody with their own stories. Just
Yeah,
be
for
happy
sure.
with yours.
So moving forward now, man, what's the plan, the next 5-year plan? What do we look at? Are we just staying in the now, or do you have I know you have multiple businesses and
I mean, I hope the strikers are watching, but it's all of them for the next 5 years. So I plan on staying here for the rest of my career, really, because I love it in California.
yeah.
So we're just going off that because at the end of the day, it's a business. So we're going off of that, and if that happens to stay, like I said, just keep working, keep thriving, getting better, and just go from there. And planning on working on something bigger with podcasts and something.
Yeah,
back
building
home.
the brand.
Yeah, building the brand, and hopefully I can get it back home someday, and help the kids over there.
Yeah, I think in building your brand, man, I think you'll be really successful, and I think it's important to build your brand off where you come from too. You
Right.
know, really shed some light on that. And there's so many more questions I would ask, but for another interview. But
Right.
just I think there's something fascinating about coming from where you come from in Africa and having all the success you're having and the getting educated and putting in that extra work. And it's not easy to get a bachelor's degree. It
Right.
really isn't. I mean, there's people out there, that have PhDs and stuff, but like I said, I'm born here. I never went. I went in the military, so I,
Right. Yeah, it
but
was
that's
a-
no excuse. I
yeah.
had opportunities to get degrees,
Right.
and you did it. You did
Right.
that hustle, and you're playing the sports and the discipline of being a pro player. I mean, just staying in shape.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of things I'm sitting here being inspired by. I'm out of shape. I don't have a degree.
Expire
I'm
each
going
other.
home depressed after
Nah.
meeting with you, man.
I'm trying to be 40 like you, so I can feel like you did.
There you go.
Like you said, I'm still figuring it out. So
No, you're doing great, man. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to come see you play. I'll be there the
Appreciate
29th
that.
for sure.
I'll see you guys on the 29th.
Yeah, so everybody
room.
come on out. Momo, what I like to do when I close out our podcast, that camera right there is on you. I like you to look in that camera, and for anyone listening, maybe somebody back home, or somebody with that could relate with you, give them a piece of advice that works for you.
I talked to this lady. I'll never forget her because I worked in the National Corps communities, and she was like 95 years old. She still lived on her own. She still did everything. And I asked her, like, what do you do that makes you live so long and healthy? She was like, never let other people's action control your reactions. So I feel like that's a very important key of life. So to take every day.
I like that.
Just do what you have to do no matter what they're doing.
Man, it's good. That's good. Well, thank you for coming on. I'm going to close us out here.
There you
Hey,
go.
what's going on, everybody? This was another episode of the FYI podcast. Some things I took out of today's a lot, but what I took from Momo, this is a true story, right? A true story of inspiration, dedication, and hard work. I mean, this is a guy who immigrated here at 12 years old, came to a land that was new to him. a language that was foreign to him, had to go to school, had to adapt with people who didn't look like him, different cultures, different customs. He did that. Not only did he do that, he adapted. He learned the language. He speaks 4 languages, went to college, got an associate's, further education, got his bachelor's, pursued his dream in soccer, came out to LA on his own. So not only did he make the journey from Africa to Indiana, then from Indiana to California. Now he found a home here at the Strykers, and he's doing what he loves. He's playing soccer, but that's not all he's doing. He's multitasking. He has side hustles. He has multiple things. This is a guy that's driven, that's determined. He has his clothing brand. He's starting a podcast. He's working at National Core in the office. I mean, he's a true testament of hard work and hard work paying off. He deserves everything he has coming. He did mention something in the interview. He said, no matter what, I'll never be an American. Personally, I disagree, although I know his point. I disagree. I'm a U.S. veteran, and he's more American than many Americans. This is the kind of person that we need in our country, and this is the kind of person that deserves to be in this country. But I know what he meant. He's proud to be African, and he'll always have his roots, but he's American as any of us. So I had a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you on the next one.
You should never stress about the problems you be facing. Everybody in the mud on the struggle trying to make it. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration. I'm finding inspiration, and once I get a hold of it, I'll never get complacent. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration.